and thank you for joining me for this brief informational session on dementia. Alzheimer's and other dementias are a growing problem in society. At least 5 million adults have it, and is expected to increase 40% in the next 10 years. Most of us will have someone, a friend, a parent, or a relative who has dementia in the course of our lives. My father has dementia, and my mom is showing early signs of it as well. The more information we can learn on this disease, the more we will be prepared for the devastating effects this can have on our loved ones' lives and on our own. I'm sure many of you today are concerned about a loved one having dementia, or your loved one may possibly have already been diagnosed with this disease. I would like to start out by talking about several different types of dementia there are out there and some of the possible causes. Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia, but of course there are many different types. Vascular dementia is the second most common form of dementia. Another form of dementia is Lewy body's dementia. Parkinson's disease also often develops dementia associated with Lewy bodies, and then we have a mixed dementia. Sometimes we may think our loved ones could have the beginnings of dementia because they seem to be forgetful, but not in all cases is this necessarily dementia. I can tell you about a typical day with my dad having dementia, and maybe you can distinguish the difference between normal forgetfulness and dementia. If I were to pick up my dad and get ready to take him to a doctor's appointment, my father would say about every 2 minutes on the car ride, "Where are we going?" I'd tell him, "We're going to the doctor's office." 2 minutes later, he would say, "Where are we going?" The normal aging process, it's normal for all of us to forget we're going to the doctors. We have to write it down in our planners, maybe check several times, we forget the time. That's normal. But when somebody is repetitive and constantly repeats themselves and can't remember for longer than 2 minutes, that's pretty much a sure sign of dementia, and that their short-term memory is pretty much shot. Another thing my father does with dementia, he'll eat, and then 5 minutes later he's forgotten that he ate. He'll eat a large meal, and he doesn't seem to ever get full, and he just asks all day long, "When are we going to eat?" He never seems to remember that he eats. Another sure sign of dementia is when your loved one doesn't seem to want to take care of their hygiene. My father was the type of man that would get up and shower every day. He cared about what his personal appearance looked like, and now you have to remind him to take a shower. Sometimes even when you remind him, he doesn't want to. He just doesn't really seem to care about it anymore. With different types of dementia, in the earliest stages of dementia, there may be some clear differences between the diseases. Dementia with Lewy bodies may not be so much forgetfulness, but the attention span is lowered with recurrent hallucinations. Lewy body dementia is protein deposits in nerve cells. Their ability to think clearly is impaired, and more periods of confusion is present. With Alzheimer's, brain cells begin to die as the chemistry of the brain changes. This affects their mood changes and confusion. Vascular dementia sometimes happens after a person has a stroke. This causes a lack of blood flow to the brain. Mixed dementia may cause memory loss and disorientation, difficulty speaking and walking. So there's many different types and many different reasons. I just want you to be able to distinguish the difference between the normal aging process and what is really dementia. I hope all of this information was helpful, and I know how hard it is living with a loved one that has dementia, and it's quite a difficult process. I'm glad we discussed the types of dementia, the causes, and how a person acts when they have this dreadful disease. We spoke about the normal aging process, easily getting confused, often with signs of early onset dementia, and how to distinguish the difference. I'm going to wrap things up now, and after this discussion, I'd like to be able to ask everybody some questions, and you ask me some questions on anything I may not have covered. And I thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you all have a good day. Thank you very much.